everyone, welcome back to Tenipoy Actual Speaking. My name is, of course, Jennifer Clyde. It's great to have you joining me once again. Now, it's time for Lesson 7 today, and we'll be talking about eating out. Now, to eat out or to dine out means to eat at a restaurant or at somebody else's house, okay? If you eat at home, that is not eating out. It is eating in, okay? Now, I think truly delicious food is the cornerstone of a restaurant. But what is also important? I would say the atmosphere, the mood of the restaurant. Ambience also plays a crucial role, don't you think? Anyhow, a lot of people eat out, of course, because they are either on a busy schedule, a tight schedule, or, well, because they want to. But how often do you choose to eat out? Do you eat out a lot? Or do you try to eat at home because you think it's healthier to do that? Anyhow, we'll be talking about eating out today, so let's get ready for it. Let's begin with our first segment. Well, today's situation is talking about eating out or dining out. 외식하기에 대해서 이야기를 해볼 텐데요. Do you eat out often? Or do you eat out only on special occasions such as birthdays or anniversaries? Okay, in order for you to freely talk about this topic, you need to do some brainstorming. So let's brainstorm some cues together, all right? As always, we're going to start with the 5 W's and how. Keep this in mind, the 5 W's and how, and this will definitely help you draw an outline in your head, okay? So let's begin with the first W, which is who. So who do you eat out with? Okay, do you go alone or with your coworkers at work? Do you eat out with friends or family? So think about who you usually eat out with. Moving on to our next W is what? Let's think about the pros and cons of eating out. Pros is what? The advantage. And the cons would be the opposite, the disadvantages. So what's good and bad about eating out? Now, also think about which restaurants you frequent. Now, frequent here does not mean 자주 in Korean. It means to go to, okay? If you say, I frequent a restaurant, it means I go to a restaurant very frequently, okay? Let's also think about carry out. Do you go for carry out or do you go to get carry out? Do you often go to fast food restaurants because you don't have time? Also, comfort food. Now, what kinds of food do you normally have when you eat out? I guess for a lot of people that work, since you are usually on a tight schedule, you may go to any kind of restaurant that sell comfort food. Now, comfort comes from the word comfortable, and comfort food in Korean means 집밥. So it's basically simple, like home-cooked meals that kind of remind you of, I think, home or makes you feel comfortable. That's comfort food. 집밥이라고 생각하시면 될 것 같아요. And also home-style food, which is similar to comfort food. Let's move on to the next W. What are the important things when it comes to choosing a restaurant to eat at or eat out at? Is the atmosphere, ambience, or the mood important? These 3 words basically mean the same thing. Now, ambience, I did mention in the beginning of today's lesson, it means mood or atmosphere. 분위기란 뜻이 되겠죠? And also, is taste important? The taste of the food. Price range. We're talking about the lowest and highest price, okay? Price range. Is distance important or service important when choosing a restaurant to eat out at? All right, let's brainstorm more. When? So when do you eat out? Did you eat out a lot when you were single, but after you got married, you don't eat out as much? You can think about that. So before and after marriage, on special occasions, special days, for example, for celebrations, do you eat out when you have meetings or emergencies? When you travel, a lot of people tend to eat out, right? Because it's hard to cook at home. You'll most likely be staying at a hotel. So what about new openings? A new restaurant just opened. Do you go check it out? You can talk about that. What about a company? You go to eat out with your company coworkers, or especially to treat someone, which means to buy someone dinner or lunch. Okay. Also, where? Where do you like to eat? Are you in and out? In and out은 뭐예요? You go in and you come out, which means you go in and come out very quickly. You grab a light snack or a quick bite. Where do you choose to go? Do you go to get healthy foods or within walking distance or close to work? These are the places you may look for, okay? Restaurants that are close to work, that are within walking distance, okay? 걸어서 충분히 갈 수 있는 그 정도의 거리면은 가겠다라고 하시는 분들은 you can say, I choose to go to restaurants within walking distance. Okay, let's continue on. Why? Why do you eat out? I think because a lot of people work long hours, right? Long hours, or you may commute to work or even to school. You may eat out. You eat and run, eat and run. So you don't have time, you have to eat and run, okay? Other ones, affordable price. It's cheaper to eat out. I don't know about that, but maybe because you are a bad cook, 요리를 잘 못하기 때문에 외식을 하는 편이다. Keep that in mind. To save money, do you live alone? Is that why you eat out? You don't have time to cook, or you used to eat out, but not anymore. These are some things you can talk about when you're talking about dining out or eating out. All right, here we go with the how, finally. How do you get there? Do you drive? Do you take the bus? Do you walk? Okay. And how often do you go? Now, start eating out. How did you start eating out? Okay, what was the reason you started eating out? Also, how do you like eating out? Now, also, this would be a reason to why you chose to eat out or whether you like it or not. So these are our brainstorming cues so far. Keep these cues all in mind because it will help you talk about today's topic and all the other topics. Okay, then everyone, we're done brainstorming. Let's move on to today's actual talk.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Rachel, how you doing?
Good, thanks. You know, yesterday I went to this great restaurant for dinner. I had shabu shabu, which is this hot pot dish with lots of hot broth in it, and you put your veggies in it. It was delicious.
Oh, really?
Speaking of restaurants, do you have a favorite restaurant, or do you go out to eat a lot?
Well, when I was single, I ate out most of the time because nobody wants to cook for themselves.
Yeah, it's true. And it's more profitable, I feel like, to go out and eat because it's cheaper. Especially in Korea, you can find a lot of joints where it's cheaper to eat out than prepare yourself a meal.
Oh, especially Korean food.
Yes, exactly.
Actually, I went to a great Korean place yesterday that was $5 for a meal.
Wow, $5.
Yeah.
That's really cheap.
Yeah.
You know, there's this really great chicken joint that I like in Korea. Korea has the best fried chicken, and the ambiance of the restaurant is really nice too. They play lots of low-key music. I think it's a place where lots of people come to just hang out with their friends and stuff.
Ambiance is really important.
Yes, it is.
Dining out.
Yeah, is there a specific kind of ambiance that you look for when you go out to eat?
No, it depends on my mood. If
That's
I want
true.
a fun place with friends, you know, you go to more of a pub type restaurant.
That's true. Well, going back to this chicken joint, the chicken is to die for.
I bet.
It is because the outer layer is so crispy, but in the inside it's so moist. It's the best. And their fries are so good too. I eat like a horse when I'm there.
Yeah.
I literally do.
These days, I tend to eat at Chez Peter.
Oh, yeah. Does that mean you eat at your house?
Yes.
Because you like to cook, I heard.
Yeah, well, I finally got a nicer kitchen, so I spend a lot of my time cooking.
That's cool.
You can spend more time with the ingredients and eat healthier food and for less money.
That's true. It's cheaper. You should cook me something someday.
I will try to do that. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's go now.
Oh, sure.
Now, how was the talk between Peter and Rachel? Peter said that he used to eat out a lot before he got married, right? But then again, he tries to cook more at home these days because he, of course, is married and he thinks it's cheaper and healthier to cook at home. What did Rachel say? I think she eats out often. She did mention this place. She did mention something great about a chicken place that she's been to, and I do admit, Korea has got the best chicken places or fried chicken places. Let's take a look at the talk together. Now, we're going to take you through the entire conversation first of all, so let's basically summarize what they talked about. Now, Rachel said that she went to a great restaurant for dinner and she very naturally starts the conversation and she talks about this hot pot dish with lots of hot broth in it. Now, hot broth. Broth basically is a kind of soup. We can have chicken broth, beet broth, right? And that's all 육수. Okay, so keep that in mind. She talks about a dish that she had, which was shabu shabu, and she says it has veggies in it. Veggies, it's just a cute and short word for vegetables. 채소를 가리키는 말이죠. So veggies. And then, well, Peter says, oh, really? And Rachel now begins to talk about eating out. She says, speaking of restaurants. Now, speaking of so-and-so means 말이 나와서 말인데, okay? You're naturally continuing the conversation, so you can say, speaking of restaurants, do you have a favorite restaurant? Or do you go out to eat a lot? Go out to eat means to eat out or to dine out. What did Peter say? Well, when I was single, I ate out most of the time, okay? Because nobody wants to cook for themselves. No one wants to cook at home, right? So before he got married, he used to eat out a lot. Moving on, Rachel says, yes, it's more profitable, meaning it's more economical. You can save money by doing that if you live alone because it's cheaper. Especially in Korea, you can find lots of restaurants. She said you can find a lot of joints where it's cheaper to eat out than prepare yourself a meal. Joint here is not our knee joints, okay, where our bones meet. But a joint here in this case means the same thing as a place. Okay, so we're talking about a restaurant. Usually we can say a chicken place. 치킨집. What about 떡볶이집? You can call it a 떡볶이 place. You could also call it a chicken joint or a 떡볶이 joint, okay? Moving on. Now, Peter says, especially Korean food. Actually, I went to a great Korean place yesterday. It was $5 for a meal. Very similar to joints. Here we use place, okay? 한국 음식점을 Korean restaurant가 아닌 Korean place라고 설명을 했죠. Okay, so joint and place means the same thing. 어떤 무슨 집. So keep that in mind. Now she says, wow, $5, that's really cheap for a meal. And then she says, there's this really great chicken joint, okay, that I like in Korea. She talks about what's so great about this place. Now, Korea has the best fried chicken and the ambience of the restaurant is really nice too. Ambience here, it can be spelled differently. Here it is A-M-B-I-A-N-C-E. It is also spelled with an E. A-M-B-I-E-N-C-E. 발음도 약간 두 가지로도 가능한데요. I say ambience. It's closer to the French pronunciation, but closer to the American pronunciation. A lot of people say ambience, okay? So both are possible, ambience or ambience. Atmosphere, mood, 분위기를 뜻하는 단어죠. So, and then she says they play lots of low-key music. Low-key music is very quiet and calm, okay? Quiet and calm music. Now, she says, I think it's a place lots of people come to, just hang out with their friends and stuff. She's talking about that chicken place. Now, here, Peter says ambience is really important when dining out. Talk about what is important when dining out. That's what they're talking about. And then Rachel asks, is there a specific kind of ambience that you look for when you go out to eat? 특별히 찾는 것이 있는지, 중요하다라고 생각하는 것이 있는지 물어보고 있는 거죠. So what is important when it comes to choosing a restaurant to eat out? She says, is there a specific type of or kind of ambience, mood that you look for, that you think is important when choosing a place to eat at? Now he says, no, it depends on my mood. 기분에 따라 다르다란 말이죠. It depends on my mood. If I want a fun place with friends, we go to a more of a pub-type restaurant. In Korean, we call it a 호프집, right? Where they have beer or draft beer, 생맥주죠, and chicken. You will hear the word pub a lot. pub restaurant 많이 아시죠? 자, 호프집이 아니라 pub이라고 앞으로 불러보세요. And then she says, well, going back to this chicken joint, the chicken is to die for. basically means it's delicious, it's great. We'll be going over this pattern later on. And then moving on, it's because the outer layer is so crispy, but the inside is so moist. She's talking about the chicken. Outer layer is what? Crispy, 바삭바삭하다. But the inside is so moist. 하지만 안쪽은 굉장히 좀 부드럽다라는 말 되겠죠. 촉촉하고 부드럽다. 닭고기 설명하는 거예요. And their fries are so good. I eat like a horse. This is an expression we'll be going over later on as well. It means you eat a lot. You eat like a horse. And then Peter says, these days I tend to eat at Chez Peter. What does that mean? Chez Peter. Chez Peter means the home of something. So chez itself means something by or at the home of. So it means at Peter's, okay? Chez Peter. Rachel says, oh yeah, does that mean you eat at your house? And then he says, yeah, finally I got a nicer kitchen, so I spend a lot of my time cooking. And Rachel says, that is cool. Moving on. You can spend more time with the ingredients and eat healthier food. This is when you usually eat at home and cook for yourself. Ingredients are the things that go in cooking, right? The things that go in cooking. 식재료를 뜻하는 말이죠. And then he says, and for less money. So these are the pros of eating in and not out. Moving on. Now she says that's true. It's cheaper. You should cook me something someday. And he says, well, yeah, I will try to do that. And that brings us to the end of today's talk between Peter and Rachel. All right, what we're going to do is listen to the whole conversation one more time with subtitles, so pay more attention.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Rachel, how you doing?
Good, thanks. You know, yesterday I went to this great restaurant for dinner. I had shabu shabu, which is this hot pot dish with lots of hot broth in it, and you put your veggies in it. It was delicious.
Oh, really?
Speaking of restaurants, do you have a favorite restaurant, or do you go out to eat a lot?
Well, when I was single, I ate out most of the time because nobody wants to cook for themselves.
Yeah, it's true. And it's more profitable, I feel like, to go out and eat because it's cheaper. Especially in Korea, you can find a lot of joints where it's cheaper to eat out than prepare yourself a meal.
Oh, especially Korean food.
Yes, exactly.
Actually, I went to a great Korean place yesterday that was $5 for a meal.
Wow, $5.
Yeah.
That's really cheap.
Yeah.
You know, there's this really great chicken joint that I like in Korea. Korea has the best fried chicken, and the ambiance of the restaurant is really nice too. They play lots of low-key music. I think it's a place where lots of people come to just hang out with their friends and stuff.
Ambiance is really important.
Yes,
in
it is.
Dining out.
Yeah, is there a specific kind of ambiance that you look for when you go out to eat?
No, it depends on my mood. If I
That's
want
true.
a fun place with friends, you know, you go to more of a pub type restaurant.
That's true. Well, going back to this chicken joint, the chicken is to die for.
I bet.
It is, because the outer layer is so crispy, but on the inside it's so moist. It's the best. And their fries are so good too. I eat like a horse when I'm there.
Yeah.
I literally do.
These days, I tend to eat at Chez Peter.
Oh, yeah. Does that mean you eat at your house?
yes.
Because you like to cook, I heard.
Yeah, well, I finally got a nicer kitchen, so I spend a lot of my time cooking.
That's cool.
You can spend more time with the ingredients and eat healthier food and for less money.
That's true. It's cheaper. You should cook me something someday.
I will try to do that. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's go now.
Oh, sure.
Okay, did you listen to the talk carefully? I hope you have a better understanding of what they were talking about. Now what we're going to do is take you to our actual talk expressions. Learn some expressions that you can use when you talk about today's topic, which is eating out, dining out once again. Now, what's important? I think talking about your eating habits is important as well. Especially if you are doing an interview, you want to tell the interviewer what kind of eating habits you have, okay? What kind of things you like, how you eat, or what you choose to eat. So let's take a look. Meat lovers, that's pretty simple, right? Meat lovers is basically people that love to eat meat. 고기를 정말 좋아하시는 분들, you can say, I am a meat lover, okay? What about sweet tooth? You can say, I am a sweet tooth, or more often, I have a sweet tooth. It means you love sweet things, sweet tasting foods such as chocolate cake or candy. 단 음식을 매우 좋아하시는 분들은 sweet tooth 이 표현 기억하시면 되고요. What about fast food junkie? fast food는 알죠? Yeah, it's fast food. junkie는 뭘까요? Especially Junkie 혹은 IES를 쓰는데요. Junkie. Well, a junkie basically is an addict. Okay, to be exact, we often call a drug addict a junkie. But in this case, it means you really have a strong craving for fast food. In other words, you love fast food. You can't live without it. 자, 어떤 음식 없이는 못 살 것 같으신 그런 분들, 패스트푸드 없이 못 살아요. 그만큼 패스트푸드를 좋아해요 하실 때 I am a fast food junkie. 이렇게 한번 써보세요. This is kind of informal. It is slang, but you can use it in a very, I guess, casual conversation. Let's move on to experimental eaters. Experiment means to try out new things. So if you say, I am an experimental eater, it means I love to try different things. I love trying different kinds of foods and menus, okay? 이런저런 것을 다 먹어보는 거 좋아하시는 분들, you can say I am an experimental eater. What about foodies? Foodies are people that really appreciate good food and drinks, usually expensive stuff, okay? 자, foodie로 표현할 수 있겠고요. Health nuts. If you say he's nuts or she's nuts, you're saying he or she is crazy. But here, we're saying that a person is crazy, about health, which means you're very health conscious. 건강을 굉장히 생각하시는 분들, I am a health nut 하시면 돼요. Okay? You watch what you eat. You're careful about what you eat. You are a health nut. What about vegetarians? 채식주의자죠? And also vegans. And we have locavores. Vegetarians and vegans are slightly different. Now, vegans, they don't eat any products, any animal products. Some people don't even wear fur or leather or wool. Now, those are vegans. And last but not least, we have locavore. Locavore. Carnivore 들어보셨죠? Okay? The actually V-O-R-E-S, that comes from the word carnivore. It means to eat. loca 하면은 local 하면 생각을 해보세요. local. local community 하듯이 locavores are people that try to eat food that are produced or grown locally within their region or within their local community because they think it's healthier and they want to help farmers. So these are some eating habits that you can keep in mind to describe what kind of person you are. All right, let's move on. Quickly, do you or don't you like to eat out? Now, if you do, or if you do eat out a lot, you can say, I eat out virtually every day, okay? Virtually means almost always. I virtually eat out every day, or I eat out virtually every day. 그만큼 자주 외식을 한다라고 하실 때 이 표현 한번 기억을 해보시고요. Another one, my friends and I like to let the good times roll in restaurants. Let the good times roll. roll 하면 뭔가가 굴러가는 거죠. Time rolls quickly or time goes by quickly when you're having a good time. This means my friends and I like to go to restaurants to have fun and enjoy ourselves, okay? So you can also talk about that. What about this? I really should eat out less. 외식 아무래도 좀 덜 해야 될 것 같아요 하시는 분들, you can say I really should eat out less or I rarely choose to eat out for dinner. This means you try to have dinner at home and not outside of home. Or what about this one? I'm a health nut. 기억하시죠? Health nut is what? A very health conscious person. You watch what you eat. You're very conscious about your health. So you can say, so I try to cook at home. 건강을 워낙 생각을 하기 때문에 자, 집에서 요리를 직접 해먹는다라고 하시는 분들, keep this pattern and expression in mind. Let's take a look at not enough time. Okay, you don't have time, so you eat at food trucks in the morning. Okay, or I usually eat out because I have long work or long working hours. Okay, 오랫동안 일하는 시간이 길기 때문에 밖에서 먹을 수밖에 없겠죠. And when I'm short on time or when I'm short of time, 시간이 없을 때는요, I mostly go to a local burger joint or a local burger place가 되겠죠. 버거집, 햄버거집을 간다라는 말 이렇게 하시면 되고요. I usually have to eat and run when I'm on a tight schedule. A tight schedule is what? You are very, very busy. So you have to eat and run. It's very simple, eat and run. You eat and you rush out. So you're eating very, very quickly. Take a look at one. I usually grab something light when I'm in a rush. When I'm in a hurry와 같은 말이고요. Grab something light는 가볍게 식사를 한다 라는 말이 되겠죠. It could be a sandwich or a burger. You grab something light. Moving on, price range is something you can also talk about. I look for restaurants with dining discount card, programs, or memberships. 디스카운트 카드 있는 그런 음식점들 있죠? If you look for those restaurants, this is what you can say. And I like eating at burger, pizza, or even 분식 places that are within my price range. budget하고 비슷하다고 생각하시면 돼요. Within my price range, within my budget. Okay? Moving on. Price range, hotel buffets are out of my price range. 이 말은 뭘까요? 너무 비싸다는 말 되겠죠? Okay? I can't afford to go to hotel buffets. Moving on to eating out is too pricey to make it an everyday occurrence. An occurrence is a happening. So this simply put means eating out is too expensive to do it every day, over and over and over again. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. Let's finally talk about describing the food. You can eat there every day and not get sick of it. Get sick of something means you don't want it anymore because you've been doing it or eating it so many times. 약간 질리는 거죠. 너무 많이 먹어서 질리는데 여기서는 not이 있으니까 먹어도 매일 가서 먹어도 절대 질리지 않는다. 그만큼 음식이 맛있단 말 되겠죠. Okay? Now what about this one? There's something is or are to die for. Now it is worth dying for, which means it is excellent. It is absolutely fantastic. In this case, you can say their pizza is to die for. It's very, very delicious. What about this? They make killer bibimbaps. Killer? It means that it's very, very good. 정말 대단히 맛있는 비빔밥을 그 집에 가면 먹을 수 있다. Okay? They make killer so-and-sos. They make killer burgers. They make killer pastas. 이런 식으로 그 집에 어떤 음식이 매우 맛있다라는 표현 충분히 하실 수 있어요. Alright, let's move on to preferences. For me, lighting is a major player. Remember we talked about what makes you choose a restaurant? You can talk about what is important to you. Lighting, 저는 조명, 즉 분위기가 중요합니다 라고 하실 때 lighting is a major player, which means it is very, very important. The design scheme of a restaurant is very important. Design scheme 하면요, basically design, interior 정도가 되겠죠? 마찬가지로 분위기가 중요하다. I'm all about selection and quality. I'm all about something means that it is very important to you. You are concerned about it. Okay, it means a lot to you. It's very important. And let's move on to just a few more. I'm a foodie, so I love to try new places out. foodie 기억하시죠? foodie가 뭐였어요? 정말 좋은 음식과 음료, 이런 음식, dining experience를 정말 즐기는 사람들을 foodie라고 합니다. You love great food and drinks. I'm a foodie, so I love to try new places out. 여러 곳들을 가보는 것을 좋아한다. Perhaps you are an experimental eater as well. And let's take a look at the last one. I avoid going to places with. Avoid는 뭐예요? 피하는 거죠. 이런 곳들은 안 가려고 합니다 라는 말인데요. Places with poor service. 서비스가 안 좋은 곳은 최대한 안 가려고 한다. What about this? Poor food quality. 음식이 좀 안 좋은 것 같아요. Right? Maybe they don't use good enough or healthy ingredients. And what about this? Poor food selection. They don't have a big or large selection, so you don't like to go to these kind of restaurants. And finally, I avoid going to places with long wait times. 줄을 길게 서야 되는 그렇게 손님이 많은 곳은 되도록이면 피하라고 합니다 라는 말 되겠죠? Long wait times. 기다리는 시간이 길다라는 말은 그만큼 줄이 긴 곳은 안 가겠다라는 말 되겠죠? Okay, that about does it for our expressions for our actual talk. Let's take a moment to listen to the actual talk between Peter and Rachel one more time.
Hey, Peter.
Hey Rachel, how you doing?
Good, thanks. Yesterday I went to this great restaurant for dinner. I had shabu shabu, which is this hot pot dish with lots of hot broth in it, and you put your veggies in it. It was delicious.
Oh, really?
Speaking of restaurants, do you have a favorite restaurant or do you go out to eat a lot?
Well, when I was single, I ate out most of the time because nobody wants to cook for themselves.
Yeah, it's true. And it's more profitable, I feel like, to go out and eat because it's cheaper. Especially in Korea, you can find a lot of joints where it's cheaper to eat out than prepare yourself a meal.
Oh, especially Korean food.
Yes, exactly.
Actually, I went to a great Korean place yesterday that was $5 for a meal.
Wow, $5.
Yeah.
That's really cheap.
Yeah.
There's this really great chicken joint that I like in Korea. Korea has the best fried chicken, and the ambiance of the restaurant is really nice too. They play lots of low-key music. I think it's a place where lots of people come to just hang out with their friends and stuff.
Ambiance is really important.
Yes,
in
it is.
Dining out.
Yeah, is there a specific kind of ambiance that you look for when you go out to eat?
No, it depends on my mood. If I
That's
want
true.
a fun place with friends, you go to more of a pub type restaurant.
That's true. Well, going back to this chicken joint, the chicken is to die for.
I bet.
It is because the outer layer is so crispy, but in the inside it's so moist. It's the best. And their fries are so good too. I eat like a horse when I'm there.
Yeah.
I literally do.
These days, I tend to eat at Chez Peter.
Oh, yeah. Does that mean you eat at your house?
Yes.
Because you like to cook, I heard.
Yeah, well, I finally got a nicer kitchen, so I spend a lot of my time cooking.
That's cool.
You can spend more time with the ingredients and eat healthier food and for less money.
That's true. It's cheaper. You should cook me something someday.
I will try to do that. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's go now.
Oh, sure.
Now it's time for us to kind of take a breather, relax, take a breath, relax your muscles, shake your arms, everyone. And let's check out today's idiom, okay? Now, what is today's idiom? It is bolt down something or to bolt something down. What does this mean? I'll give you a sample sentence. 예문 하나 드릴게요. Now, I bolted down my food before going back to work. I bolted down my food before going back to work. Bolt down, bolt down, bolt down. 무슨 말일까요? 음식 같은 것을 굉장히 급하게 먹는 거예요. So the definition is bolt down something or bolt something down means 음식을 순식간에 먹어치우다. 음식을 굉장히 빨리 먹어치우는 거죠. It means to eat a large amount of food too quickly, oftentimes without even chewing. 음식을 씹지도 않고 급하게 먹을 때 bolt down 표현 한번 써보세요. Here's one more sample sentence using bolt something down. It is, don't bolt your food down. No one's coming after you. No one's coming after you. 자, 누가 아무도 쫓아오는 사람 없어. 천천히 꼭꼭 음식을 좀 씹어 먹어라 라고 할 때 할 수 있겠죠? 자, don't bolt your food down. 천천히 먹어. 너무 급하게 먹지 마. No one's coming after you. 아무도 안 쫓아오니까 천천히 편안히 먹어라 라는 말 되겠죠. Okay, bolt down something or bolt something down. Please keep that idiom in mind and let's move on to our next segment.
How often do you eat out? Where do you like to eat on special occasions? Describe your favorite restaurant.
I'm dining out almost every day because I live on myself and I don't like cook and I'm not good at cooking. On my special occasions like my family members' birthdays, we usually go to Japanese restaurants for sashimi and sushi because we do not enjoy hot and spicy food. My favorite restaurant is Vips. It's buffet, so I can enjoy whatever I want, from salad to steak. And I can have discount card, so using this card I can have discounts. So it's my favorite restaurant.
As always, I do want to say thank you so much for your time and effort, and I think you did a wonderful job. I was very, very impressed because our interviewee today, she kept on smiling from start to end. 처음부터 끝까지 미소를 잃지 않았었죠? So that was really, really good. And I think it was also good that she kept eye contact. She maintained eye contact. So props to you. Let's take a look. First of all, the question was, how often do you eat out? Where do you like to eat on special occasions? And describe your favorite restaurant. That was today's interview question. Let's check out how well she did. First of all, she said, on my special occasions, 특별한 날인 말이죠. Like my family members' birthdays, we usually go to Japanese restaurants for sashimi and sushi. And then she even added why. Because we do not enjoy hot and spicy foods. This is a very well-structured sentence. It's one sentence, but there's so much information in it, right? So once again, 자, 특별한 날에는요, 뭐 가족의 생일이라던가 뭘 한다고 했죠? We usually go to Japanese restaurants. 일식집에 가는데 무엇을 먹기 위해서 간다. 그리고 그곳에 가는 이유까지 설명해 줬어요. Because we do not enjoy hot and spicy foods. Let's check out another great point. My favorite restaurant is so-and-so, okay? And then she said, I can enjoy whatever I want. This is the best part. From salads to steaks. Okay, from something to something, meaning there is a variety of things. And she said, I can enjoy whatever I want from salads to steaks. Actually, I think you said salad to steak, but from something to something이라고 할 때는요, s를 붙여주는 게 좋습니다. That's why I added an S. From salads to steaks. So keep that in mind. A few oopsies. I'm dining out almost every day because I live by myself. And I don't like cook and I'm not good at cooking. 약간 아쉬운 문장이었는데요. First of all, I dine out. 난 주로 외식을 합니다 라고 해야 되는데 외식을 하고 있습니다 라고 표현을 했었죠. I'm dining out이 아니라 I dine out almost every day because I live by myself. And then break it up. Doesn't have to be a long sentence. Break it up and start a new sentence. I don't like to cook, okay? I don't like to cook and I'm not good at cooking. 자, I don't like cook이 아니라 I don't like to cook 혹은 I don't like cooking도 괜찮겠네요. Let's take a look at one more. I can have discount card. So using this card, I can have discounts. 약간 아쉬운 문장이었죠? Let's take a look at how you can correct it. Even better it is, I have a discount card. Okay, 멤버십 카드 같은 거 있죠? 포인트 카드가 있는데 So, by using the card, 그 카드를 씀으로써 I can get discounts. 저는 DC를 받을 수 있습니다. 할인을 받을 수 있다라는 말을 할 수 있겠죠? One more time. I have a discount card. So, by using the card, I can get discounts. So, job well done. And I do want to thank you one more time. All right, I guess that's about it for today's actual interview. Well, it is already time for us to wrap up today's lesson about talking about eating out, or another word is, that's right, dining out. So whatever kind of person you are, whether you choose to eat out or not, whether you have to eat out because you're usually on a tight schedule, first of all, draw an outline of what you'll be talking about in your head, in your mind. And by, of course, doing some brainstorming with some cues, that will help you out definitely. Now, also, I do want to remind you that I'll be returning next time with another wonderful topic. We'll talk about going shopping. Maybe it's a, I guess, fun topic for maybe females, much more than it is to men as well. But we'll be talking about shopping next time, so please do tune in. One tip before I say goodbye, everyone. When doing an interview, always try to finish on a bright note, on a positive note. That will give the interviewer a better impression of you yourself. So please keep that in mind as well. That is a wrap for today, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.